Hello, hockey fans, and welcome to NHL Draft Pros. On today's video, we're going to take a look at the top 16 rankings for the 2025 NHL Draft Class. And if you want to see some highlight videos of some of these prospects, head over to NHL Draft Pros on YouTube. There's a bunch there and more to come. And can you please subscribe and hit that like button to help the channel grow? I would really appreciate it. Thank you. Okay, so number one on the list, and there's no surprise, it's James Hagens as of now. And last year, he had 102 points in 58 games playing for the NTDP. Wow. Now, this draft is going to be interesting because he hasn't really solidified that top pick as of right now. There are some potential other players or prospects, I guess you could say, that could overtake him in that top position. So, depending on how Hagens does this year, playing for Boston College, there's potential for some other players, which we're going to talk about in a second. But, Hagens, he's got that skill set. He's got high hockey IQ. He sees the ice well. He's a passer. He's got a few points already for BC. But it could be anyone's, that number one pick is not really set in stone. So Hagens, he's number one. All right, number two, we got Porter Martone, 6'3" and 196 pounds, and he had 71 points in 60 games last year playing in the OHL. And you know what? He's got that skill set, size, skill, and he can skate. Yeah, that'll get you some first overall talk. And he has 20 points in 9 games already to start this season. So we're going to keep an eye on Porter Martone. So he's number 2 on this top 16 list. Number 3, we got Michael Misa. Yep. Plays for Saginaw, had 75 points in 67 games last year, and he's one of my favorites and has been for a while. And he's also skilled and a great skater and is on fire as well to start this season, his draft year season. He has 19 points in 9 games already. So you know what? We shouldn't sleep on Michael Misa just yet. Check out this one-timer. Oh, yeah. So Michael Misa, he's number 3. So that's a nice list so far. All right, number 4, we have Matthew Schaefer. Now, he had 17 points in 56 games last year playing for Erie in the OHL. He's a 6'1" left-handed D. And let me tell you something. He hasn't played a game this year due to mono, but eyes will be on him when he returns because he is probably the top D of this draft class so far and is a fantastic skater. And we want to see a little bit more offensively in his output. But Schaefer, if he can have a decent season or finish the season well stat-wise, yeah, that'll solidify him as the top D and maybe even a top 5, top 3 pick in this draft. So we got Matthew Schaefer at number 4. Moving on, number 5, we got Roger McQueen. He had 51 points in 53 games last year. And check out this, 6'5" and 192 pounds as a centerman. Yep, you're going to get some looks. So he also has size, some hands, nice vision, and that's what he brings to the ice. And he has 11 points in 8 games this season so far, playing in the dub. But there are some concerns about his consistency in his game. So you know what? Look for McQueen to shut those down and progress this year. So he's number 5 on the list, Roger McQueen. Moving on, number 6, we got Anton Frondell. And he's playing in Sweden. And last year he had 39 points in 29 games playing in the junior league there. And you know what? He had to deal with a couple of injuries late last season, which may have explained his slow start this year. But he only has 3 points in 3 games in the Swedish junior league. And he needs to elevate the game to stay in the top 10 conversation. So number 6, we got Anton Frondell. Number 7, Ivan Ryabkin, the Russian centerman who had 58 points in 44 games last year in the MHL. Now, is he the next Ivan Demidov out of Russia? He had a great D-1 season, as you saw. And now rumors are that he may be heading to Muskegon of the USHL. That would definitely help his draft stock to have some, scouts see him live. And if he can dominate in North America, well, I think that would help his draft stock for sure. But he's definitely got some skill. Check out these hands, vision, all that fun stuff. And so, yeah, he's an interesting one. Ivan Ryabkin, we got him at number 7. Number 8, we got the big power forward from Erie, Malcolm Spence. He had 62 points in 66 games last year. And he's having a decent season already. But he's a power forward with some skill and is putting up some nice points early on with the Erie Otters in the OHL, like I said. And he already has 10 points in 8 games. And you know what? I think that, not having, I guess, Matthew Schaefer on the point right now on the PP, that definitely can affect his point production. But he's number 8 on the list so far. Number 9, we got Logan Hensler, who last year played for the NTDP, and he had 32 points in 61 games. He's a 6'2" right-handed D playing in Wisconsin in the NCAA. And you know what? Hensler has some great mobility on the back end, and I would consider him more of a two-way defensive. But if he can elevate his offensive output, it would definitely help his stock, his draft stock. So we got Logan Hensler at number 9 on this list. Number 10, we got Caleb Desnoyers, who plays out of the Q, and he had 56 points in 60 games last year, and he's a 6'2" center. So that is always nice to see a big player like that. And, he's a good, hardworking two-way forward with some offensive upside. If he can continue putting up some decent numbers for the rest of the season, it should solidify him as a top, 10 to 15 pick. But lots of season left. So Caleb Desnoyers, we got him at number 10. And actually, you know what? The next one, number 11, I could have considered putting him at number 10, and that's Jackson Smith. He's a 6'3" left-handed D who plays out of the Dub for Tri-City, and he had 29 points in 62 games last year. And, he's another, top D of this draft class, I guess you could say, with great skating and offensive upside. And he's already averaging a point per game this year. And if he can maintain that pace, let me tell you something, he'll be a high pick come draft day. And he might be one that might, skyrocket up the draft rankings if he continues with the way he's playing so far. So we got Jackson Smith at number 11. Number 12, we got another player out of the Dub, Lyndon Lakovic. And last year, playing for Moose Jaw, he had 39 points in 68 games. He's 6'4". So yeah, eyes are going to be on him for sure. And this year, he has 15 points in 11 games for Moose Jaw, like I said. So if the offensive production can stay the same and it's, increased significantly from last season, which is a good sign. And that's what you want to see, especially in a big forward, a big tall forward in their draft year, the progression, right? That progression. Yeah, he might even jump up the board as well. So Lyndon Lakovic, he's number 12 on the list. Number 13, we have Victor Eklund, another Swede. And he is the brother of William Eklund out of San Jose. And last year he had 25 points in 30 games playing in the junior Swedish league. And he's another great skater with some high skill level. Like, check out those little moves right there. Yeah. He's got some skill for sure. And he's doing really well already in the Swedish Division 2 league and has 7 points in 10 games playing against men. So if he can, keep that up, Victor Eklund, he's going to move up. So 13, Victor Eklund. All right, moving on. Number 14, we got Radim Mrtka. And he's a Czech defenseman who had 11 points in 19 games last year playing in the Czech Junior League. And check this out. 6'6", right-handed D. Yep, you're going to get some looks. And you know what? He can skate. He's a half-decent skater. So you're gonna get a lot of looks, like I said, from NHL scouts. And, I consider him a steady two-way D who doesn't, have that offensive upside, but he's playing in the top Czech men's league this year. And if he can hold his own and put up some decent points, yeah, he's going to go high. So right now we got him at number 14. So that's Radim Mrtka. All right, number 15, we got another player out of the OHL, and that's Jake O'Brien. So the CHL, they're represented pretty well this year. And last year, check this out. Last year, he had 64 points in 61 games, and he's a 6'2" forward. So you like the size and you like the offensive output. And he was, one of only a few players that put up a point per game in the CHL in his D-1 season. So a strong draft year performance will guarantee him as a top pick come draft day. So yeah, Jake O'Brien, he's on the top 16 of our list. Actually, number 15, like I said. And moving on, we got number 16, and this is the last one of this top 16, and that's William Moore, who's playing out of the NTDP. Last year he had 35 points in 52 games playing for the U17 squad. He's 6'2" and 175 pounds. So, yep, big kid. You like to see that. And I'm still high on Moore, even though, the U18 NTDP team isn't that good this year, we'll say. And so if he can pull off a decent season, statistically speaking, I think he'll be a top 20 pick for sure. And I got him at number 16 right now, and he's going to be committed to Boston College next year. So William Moore, he finishes off our top 16. So here you have it. James Hagens, number 1, Porter Martone, 2, Michael Misa at 3, Matthew Schaefer, 4, Roger McQueen, 5, Anton Frondell, 6, Ivan Ryabkin, 7, Malcolm Spence, 8, Logan Hensler, 9, Caleb Desnoyers, 10, Jackson Smith, 11, Lyndon Lankovic, 12, Victor Eklund, 13, Radim Murtka, 14, Jake O'Brien at 15, and William Moore to finish the top 16. Now, I wanted to include some honorable mentions. I think this draft is going to move around a lot. So alphabetically, we have Braden Coots, the goalie Ravensburgen. I don't know much about goalies, but they got him high in a lot of rankings, so we're gonna stick him in here. Cole Reshny, Cameron Schmidt, who is absolutely tearing up the dub right now. He leads the league in goals. The only knock on him is 5'8". So, and then last but not least, Charlie Trethaway, who's another NTDP product, and he finishes off the honorable mentions, and that's it. And like I said, if you want to see some highlight videos of these players, head over to NHL Draft Pros on YouTube. And please subscribe, hit that like button. I'd really appreciate it. And we'll see you soon. Cheers.